Spouses Victor and Edna BINUA versus Bishop Ong, GR number 207176, June 18, 2014. Petitioner Edna was found guilty of estafa. She sought to avoid criminal liability by settling her indebtedness through the execution of separate real estate mortgages over petitioner's properties. Thereafter, Edna filed a motion for a new trial, which was granted by the RTC. Consequently, the RTC Branch 2 rendered a decision ordering petitioner to pay the respondent the amount of $2,285,000 as actual damages with 10% interest and other damages. The RTC Branch 2 ruled that the presentation of a promissory note dated March 4, 1997 novated the original agreement between them into a civil obligation. Petitioner Edna, however, failed to settle her obligation, forcing the respondent to foreclose the mortgage to the properties, with the latter as the highest bidder during the public sale. The petitioners then filed a case for the declaration of nullity of mortgage contracts, alleging that the mortgage documents were executed under duress as the time of the execution of the said deeds were still suffering from the effects of the conviction of Edna and could not have been freely entered into the said issue, whether or not consent was vitiated. Ruling. Article 1390 of the Civil Code provides that the contracts where the consent is vitiated by mistake, violence, intimidation, undue influence of fraud are avoidable or annullable. Article 1335 of the Civil Code meanwhile states that there is intimidation when one of the contracting parties is compelled by the reasonable and well-grounded fear of imminent and grave evil upon his person or property, or upon the persons or property of his spouse, descendants, or ascendants, to give his consent. The same article, however, further states that threat to enforce one's claim through competent authority, if the claim is just or legal, does not vitiate consent. In cases involving mortgages, a preponderance of the evidence is essential to establish its invalidity, and in order to show fraud, duress, or undue influence of a mortgage, clear and convincing proof is necessary.